Thanks for joining us, folks, for this midweek NBA action on 2K Sports. With David Aldridge on our sideline, and here with me, Greg Anthony and Steve Smith, this is Kevin Harlan. Here's a look at some of the stats for Jason Tatum.
And with the rise in his true shooting percentage these past 10 games, it's clear that he is feeling very good about the state of his game. We'll see if he has another steady performance in him here tonight.
And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Thank you, Kevin. Marcus Smart stands 6'3", but he said, I can guard bigs, so I started making a joke. I'm a stretch 6. Forget a stretch 5. My teammates loved it, and it just stuck with me. He added, I'm the youngest of 4 boys, so I've been up against bigger guys. For me, that means nothing. Kevin?
Stretch 6, huh? I love that. Great stuff, David. Thank you. And now the opening lineup for Boston. Smart in the backcourt with Brown to his side. Horford is out there with Jason Tatum. And it's Williams at the 5 spot. And for Memphis, Adams at center with Jackson next to him. Then there's Ja Morant. Then it's Brooks. And it's Bane in at the shooting guard. Not just another game on the schedule, Greg. Fans and players alike are excited for tonight.
I mean, this is a championship caliber matchup. There is a ton of talent in this one, and I think it's a great test for both teams.
Smart passes to Horford. Tatum wide open. He fires one. The shot's good on the assist by Horford.
An elite distributor for a big man. Horford is the kind of guy you want to play basketball with.
Here's Bane. He's covered by Brown. And stolen by Horford. To the paint. Got a piece of it. Here's Bane. Playing Houston, he was nearly unstoppable. Morant with it. Adams outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Morant, that's for 2. Good on the jump shot.
Defense is all over Ja Morant, but he keeps his cool and sinks the jumper.
And over his 4 years at TCU, Desmond Bane shooting 43% from long range. And Steve, he has not slowed down in the NBA.
The Grizzlies, can you believe, took him with the final pick of the first round in 2020. That's great value, getting a floor spacer with size that late.
And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Grizzlies. Morant against Smart. And that one's good, Morant.
There's a fearless side to Ja Morant, even amongst the trees.
Williams, a screen on Morant. To the inside, Horford. And the rejection by Jackson. Williams against Morant. Over Williams. Ja Morant again. Morant's got 6 points.
Well, this gives you some confidence when you drop 3 straight to start the game.
Brown outside. No good on the 3. Starting for Memphis, they won that game against the Rockets in Houston.
Yeah, facing that hostile crowd, they just found a way to kind of tune out the noise and focus on the game.
What was beautiful, it was a tremendous game plan coming in. You saw the execution, and you saw the results.
All right, fans, get on your feet and make some noise for T-shirt time.
So Memphis ends up going with the new group. And a new group in for the Celtics. Daniel Tice is checked in for Williams. Williams comes in for Al Horford. White, he's checked in for Jaylen Brown. And it's Pritchard in for Smart. They need this. The shot, no good. Some solid defense from Clark. And the Grizzlies leading by 5. Now Anderson Clark a screen on Tice. And Anderson gets it to go.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Outside Tatum. Lets it go with a three. Drains the three-pointer. Tatum's got his second bucket tonight. And that does it for the first quarter. Grizzlies lead by 4. Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports. And one of the better young two-way big men in the NBA, Jaren Jackson. He talked about how his defensive responsibilities grow.
Probably be more of a backline help, talk more, give more help for the rotations because, you know, depending on what team you play, there's a lot of specific things you got to do to guard a certain player.
Well, with his 7'4" wingspan, Jackson has all the tools to be an elite rim protector.
But advanced understanding of positioning. His father was an NBA player, so he's been taught the game from a young age.
That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. And for Memphis guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Aggressive at running guys to the backboard. You could tell it was part of their game plan coming in.
And they have the guys to do it. Play to your strengths, and they can make up for some of your weaknesses.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gator.
As creative as they come, Ja Morant has a style that's specifically his.
Nice angle on that replay with the AT&T 5G Slam Cam.
And if you're wondering if Ja Morant lacks for confidence, well, look no further than his point guard moniker. This kid is fearless, and he's hungry, and he plays with that proverbial chip on his shoulder.
Here's Morant. Following the basket by Derek White, and the dunk by Jackson.
This is what I like about Ja Morant. He stays open to all options. Right there finds the open man.
Pritchard passes to Brown. The rebound by Anderson. And Greg, you talk about the fearlessness for Morant, reminiscent of Allen Iverson, the way he throws his body all around.
I mean, get knocked down, get right back up. At the same time, at 6'3", he can add strength to that frame. I know that's the goal of his as he looks to absorb contact and dish out a little of his own.
And he gets the bucket.
Not just a floor spacer with the jump shot. Jaren's solid also from the mid-range.
Brown outside. And we're a little over a minute and a half into the second quarter of action. Gets that one to fall after missing his first two. 1 for 3 from the field.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Jackson finds Morant. From 11 feet away. Misses off the left iron. Celtics trail by 6. Here's Brown. And another basket for Boston.
And love how assured Brown looks taking these shots. His mid-range game is on point. He's squaring up like that.
Now here's Morant. He's got 8. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
He's given a great lift to this offense tonight. Very, very efficient.
Tice with a screen on Morant. Pritchard passes to Williams. Denied by Morant.
Flying around the court, Morant can block shots both on ball and in help.
A tremendous mobile one block that we had to see again. Great send back.
And guys, that is lockdown defense at its finest. Going right at the shot and then able to knock it away.
Grizzlies making a switch here. Adams checked in, and then for Boston. Robert Williams is checked in for Daniel Tice. Horford comes in for Williams. And Smart subbed in for Pritchard. Now here's White playing Oklahoma City. He was nearly unstoppable. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
Playing under control as usual. White takes the contact and completes the play.
Boston shooting their first free throw attempt on the night. So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Clark, he's checked in for Jaren Jackson. Williams comes in for Dylan Brooks. D'Anthony Melton, he's checked in for Bain. And Jones subbed in for Morant. And the Celtics also making a change. Tatum's checked in. And that one falls for White.
He was barely recruited out of high school. Derek White's story is inspiring. He's someone that never gave up on his dream.
Now, here's Melton. Boy, that win against the Rockets, he's another guy who really showed up to play. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Lets it go. That's good on the jump shot. Melton's got his first basket. And that'll do it for the first half of competitive games so far. Grizzlies out in front, up 5. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter.
Hello and welcome, everybody. It was a big first half for Ja Morant, and we've come to expect this.
His shooting says it all. He's been a force at the offensive end. No one has had an answer for him, at least a good answer. Who knows what it'll take to break his rhythm? No one's been able to step up.
And looking ahead tonight, here are the upcoming games we're looking forward to. Out in Portland, it'll be the Trail Blazers against the Spurs. Start time, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific.
That one's going to be pretty close, I think.
That is more than enough of us. Let's send you back to the game. Kevin Harlan and crew with the second half.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Guys, Ja Morant has been sensational.
His play so far is what fans love about him. He has gone right at the defense time and time again.
And not standing around, not settling for perimeter shots. He's looking to attack.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. And the Grizzlies leading by 5 on the floor for Boston. Outside, the wings are Brown and Tatum. Horford is out there with Williams. And it's Smart in at the point guard. And the foul on Marcus Smart. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
So it's the Grizzlies now. Adams with the screen on Tatum. Pass to Morant. 6 to shoot. Adams sets the pick for Morant over Williams. And it's Memphis with another. And you look at all the numbers, Smitty, but leadership is hard to measure and still so vital to winning. Give me some examples in your experience of great leadership.
You know, I'll say one example, Kevin. A lot of people think it's on the court. But off the court, leadership really plays a big role on those off days, on those bus rides. Just getting a chance to talk to the younger players. I think that's one example where leadership plays a huge role.
And for those of you turning in, we're about a minute into the second half. And it's out of bounds. The Grizzlies able to retain possession here.
And checking out the numbers for Adams. He's one of the standouts over the last month, averaging about 7 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 assists. He's been making the right decisions and letting the game come to him. Solid play all around.
He's not trying to take over necessarily. He's just taking what the defense allows and contributing to the cause.
From deep, Brooks. And Boston with the rebound. And an area that's often underappreciated for Horford. He's a fantastic passer.
Nothing flashy. Great vision in the post or at the top of the key. And he just keeps it moving and finds the open man.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. The Celtics made the Eastern Conference Finals 3 times over 4 seasons, but last season, injuries and COVID protocols knocked them down a peg. Ownership and management are patiently staying the course. With the young star talent, this team still has room to improve from within. Guys, back to you.
Well, their upside in a lot of people's view remains. David, thanks. And that last look brought to you by the AT&T 5G Slam King. And here's Tatum for three. Buries it from three-point range. Tatum's got 9.
And he's got such a smooth release on that jump shot. You can feel that it's just coming naturally to him.
It's T-shirt bonanza. Make some noise.
So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Brandon Clark, he's checked in for Jaren Jackson. Conjar comes in for Brooks. DeAnthony Melton, he's checked in for Bain. And Tyus Jones subbed in for Morant. And a new group in for the Celtics. Daniel Tice is checked in for Robert Williams. Williams comes in for Al Horford. Derek White's checked in for Brown. And it's Pritchard in for Marcus Smart.
Doing great things at the offensive end. 3 for 4 to start this half.
35 seconds left to play in the third. Stolen away. Passes it to Jones. Now, here's Melton. White covering. Anderson is screen on White. Here's Melton. Anderson wide open. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. And here's Tatum for three. That one doesn't go. And we've reached the end of the third. Grizzlies lead by 8. And coming up as soon as we return. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
Dan, he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
This is what you need your floor general to do. Take charge, lead by example, unselfish play.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for the Celtics. 8-point game. Adams at center with Jackson next to him. Then it's Brooks. Then there's John Morant. And it's Bain in at the 2. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. Here's Smart. That shot is off. And Memphis the other way now. Morant looking around. Pass to Jackson. Adams with the screen on Horford. Just 4 to shoot. Fires top of the key. Jackson misses.
The defense is right there. Quality contest, and they threw him off his rhythm.
Here's Brown. That one's not going to go. Adams, some nice D. Brooks kicks to Morant.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Horford.
Grizzlies ball.
There's 1:54 left in the fourth. 5 on the clock. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Morant. That's his first foul.
Really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
I'm glad we got to see the mobile one block once more. What a play.
And that has got to help the morale of this team. Let's see if that sets up a run here.
Celtics trail by 8. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And there's the foul. It's on Steven Adams. That is his first foul of the game. And Boston has possession here in the fourth quarter. Their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. Brown drives in and finished off by Brown.
And Brown is so aggressive, a masterful penetrator who abuses defenders on the drive.
Smart against Morant. A step-back shot here. Yep, that one goes in there.
And you see the ability to rise and fire from mid-range, even against that rim.
And you know what? There was probably a better matchup on the floor, but when it goes in, nobody complains.
Anthony Melton, he's checked in for Bain. And the Celtics also making a change. Derek White's checked in for Brown. Morant against Smart. The leaner inside. Nice touch on the bank shot.
And we'll just watch the clock wind down, guys, in what will turn out to be a win here for the Grizzlies.
And it may be a comfortable win for him, but, you know, they had to weather a few storms along the way, and that's all part of the story.
Yeah, Kevin, this was by no means the runaway that it might appear to be. It was a scrappy performance, though, all the way through.
In what's been a good season already, tonight's win will take their record to 50 wins, a big milestone here tonight.
And so they're able to even up the season series at a game apiece with one left to play, exacting a little revenge and really saving face. They did not want to go down 2-0.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Ja Morant.
I thought he did a good job of filling out the defense early on. Then once he found his groove, he stayed aggressive throughout.
Good!
Yeah, he's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get him the ball any way you can.
Let him decide whether to shoot it, whether to pass it. He's your catalyst right now.
Free T-shirt. Let's see it, fans. All right, look who's coming up to the court. Come on and get back for your Grizzlies.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Hey guys, I caught Taylor Jenkins' message to his team. He told his team, if we can get some defensive stops here, we can win this game. It's down to who wants it more. Kevin?
Thank you, David.
At the line for Memphis, Ja Morant. At the line for two,
So the first one drops, and that increases their lead to 6.
The upside Ja Morant has is exciting. An explosive young talent with an outstanding work ethic.
And so both free throws are good, and it's a 7-point game.
Adding a little cushion to their advantage. Nice work at the line.
come on and get back for your Grizzlies. Celtic substitution.
Here's Tatum, tries a 3 off the inbound. Money! And now they trail by just 4.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
You know what? They talked about this at halftime, and they're doing a better job of creating space.
Come on and get back for your Grizzlies. Celtic substitution.
And an intentional foul there stops the clock.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
At the line for your Grizzlies, Dylan Brooks. Taking 2 shots.
Good on the first, and that puts them up by 5.
What makes Dylan Brooks especially valuable to a team, he's a competitor who you can count on to produce in the clutch.
Look who's coming up to the court. Come on and get back for your Grizzlies.
And the Celtics with possession here. Here's White. Off target from outside. And that's an intentional foul.
Al Horford. That's his first personal foul. Third team foul. At the line for Memphis, Jaren Jackson Jr. 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
You really get excited about Jackson's potential. The size, the agility, and the skill level to make an impact at both ends.
Second one is good. Hitting both at the line, and it's an 8-point game. Launches it. Williams from outside. Laces one from 3.
Yeah, coming down the stretch, they've become reliant upon their perimeter game.
You know, when you're raining threes, you can stack up points in a hurry, but it can go the other way as well.
And so the Grizzlies take the win. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get away from them late.
Yeah, I mean, they faced some challenges, but really held firm when they needed to. On both ends, and just effective in terms of coming away with this win.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Ja. A lot of swag on this team tonight. Who's responsible for that confidence?
I feel like we all talk to each other, even the coaching staff. Coach let us play with a lot of freedom. Everybody have the green light, so I mean, there's no reason to lack confidence when you have a coach who believes in you every step of the way and just let you go out there and play your game. So we always just preach, keep shooting, make or miss, and we behind you. So
you all look like a confident bunch, man. Congrats on the win. Back to you.
All right, David. Great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching as New Balance presents our player of the game, Ja Morant.